Hello, a very good evening and a warm welcome to News 360 live from our news hub here in Accra. My name is Park Wisiasare.
And I'm Natalie Forth. Here are our top stories for the next 1 hour this evening. Appointments Committee of Parliament vets President's nominee for Chief Justice.
Also ahead in the bulletin, an Accra High Court orders rearrest of two Chinese nationals for failing to meet bail conditions.
And court orders University of Education to be reopened, but the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, says it will not teach until the determination of the case.
Government is engaging security experts to identify ways of addressing mob injustice.
And coming up on business this evening, government sets up emergency provisional team to manage the $1 million per constituency fund until the 3 development authorities are ready.
And elsewhere on the international front, former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan and 9 former African presidents warn of grave danger in the Democratic Republic of Congo due to failure to organize elections to replace President Joseph Kabila. We've got details of these and many more stories coming up in the next 60 minutes. Right, thank you very much for joining us on News 360. Be reminded to join us with your views, comments and suggestions on any of our top stories this hour. Visit any of our social media pages on Facebook and on Twitter. We'll begin with our first story. And the Chief Justice nominee, Justice Sophia Kufu, has assured Ghanaians of quality justice delivery in the country. She says that is her vision, and if given the nod by Parliament, she will preside over quality to ensure no one accuses the judiciary of providing grounds for mob injustice. The nominee said this when she appeared before the Appointments Committee of Parliament to be vetted.
The Chief Justice nominee said though efforts have been made to ensure speedy access to justice, there is still work to be done. She stressed the need for disciplinary issues in the judiciary to be dealt with without any favoritism. Justice Sophia Kufu promised to ensure outstanding judicial processes in the judicial service are brought to play, adding there's always room for reforms. She said her vision is to preside over quality justice delivery.
When I said quality justice, effectiveness is also one of the characteristics of quality justice, because it covers the assurance that the public has that one, when they come to the Hall of Justice, they will receive access. I will definitely make sure that I will do it. I will initiate those that need to be initiated, those that are already in place, that they will be made to work effectively.
On mob justice, the nominee indicated it often results from delay in case management and hoped the quality judicial delivery that she would preside over would stop mob justice.
Mob justice, because it's based on misunderstanding of processes, it could be because they didn't understand why the person was freed, or there's a perception that what's the point of reporting to the police? What's the point of going to court about this matter? We of the judiciary will do our optimal to ensure that we are not the cause of the mob justice.
The 68-year-old Supreme Court judge disagreed with suggestions that the Ghana School of Law should be scrapped, noting that is where theories are practicalized. She also indicated it was distasteful for lawyers to advertise their profession on social media, explaining it was against the code of conduct of the General Legal Council. The legal veteran would, however, not comment on the issue of gay rights.
Away from the vetting of the Chief Justice nominee, 2 persons have been injured by people suspected to be land guards during a demolition exercise at Odumase Amanfrom in the Ga West municipality in the Greater Accra region. Friday morning's incident created tension in the community.
The demolition exercise started about 6:30 Friday morning. More than 4 homes were partially demolished. One Mohammed, a non-resident of the area, is alleged to have secured court order to demolish structures in a section of the Amanfrom township, but residents claimed Mohammed owns no land in the community. Hence, the demolition exercise is illegal. 2 residents who tried to hinder the demolition of their property were manhandled by some land guards supervising the exercise.
A team of uniformed armed policemen accompanied the suspected land guards to demolish our property. They looked unconcerned as the land guards beat us.
However, before police officers from the Masaman district and divisional commands arrived at the scene, the perpetrators have left the site, but the driver of one of the excavators used in the demolition exercise has been arrested. The police declined to speak to the media, but strive to restore calm to the area. Some residents expressed displeasure about how land guards victimized them in the area.
You were there, someone will come and post something there. The place belongs to me. Almost 7 people who own this land. And every month or 2 months, you see people to come and pay something there. Yes. So you don't know the person that the land belongs to.
Chief of the area, Niko Tesurubibi, told the news team that the residents legitimately acquired the land from the custodians, hence the activities of land guards must be checked. He said they will defend themselves if need be. Municipal Chief Executive for Gawest, Clement Lamte Wilkinson, who also doubled as the chairman of the Gawest Municipal Security Council, said he has directed the demolition exercise to be halted and a copy of the document regarding the alleged court order be presented to the assembly. He also spoke on security of the area.
So the security people are not living here right now because they are here to protect life and properties.
Issues of land guards attacking the Gawest municipality are common. Last week, a development chief of Ademan in the same municipality was lynched by some suspected land guards.
In other news, an Accra High Court has ordered the rearrest of 2 Chinese nationals who were granted bail in a case where they are standing trial for illegal mining. They were rearrested for failing to meet bail conditions.
5 Chinese nationals, including Aisha Wan, were hauled before an Accra High Court accused of engaging in illegal mining. The 5 were granted bail to the tune of 500,000 cedis with 2 sureties, who must all be Ghanaians, and also to deposit their passports to the registrar of the court. On June 16, when the case was called, the court was notified by Senior State Attorney Mercy Atta that Gao Qingjun and Lu Ginjun had not submitted their passports as directed and wondered how they were released from the Nsawam prison. The defense counsel Bernard Oredi Donko explained to the court that the 2 lost their passport at Bipotenteng in the Ashanti region when they attempted to escape from the police. He said immigration officers, including the registrar, were aware of the missing passports and agreed for the accused persons to be granted bail. He also indicated they were making efforts to get the 2 passports and would plead with the court to accept their plea. Presiding Judge Justice Charles Edward Baden was not pleased with the matter and wondered how the defense counsel got the 2 accused persons out of prison custody. He therefore ordered the police to rearrest the 2 and take them back to the Nsawam prison until they meet the bail conditions. The accused persons will return to court on July 6.
The Greater Accra branch of the Civil and Local Government Staff Association has asked government to pay their interim market premium. Addressing a news conference in Accra, the association says it is worried the delay is creating some simmering tension among members.
CLOGSAG requested the previous government to pay the interim market premium on the single spine pay policy. In June 2016, government through the Fairways and Salaries Commission said CLOGSAG does not deserve the amount. But early part of this year, leadership of CLOGSAG presented its proposal to government to pay the amount. Government has agreed to pay the amount, but there is a claim that the Chief Director of the Ministry of Finance is yet to allow the payment to be done. Already, Eastern Region branch of CLOGSAG has charged its national leadership to facilitate the payment. Currently, the Greater Accra branch has joined the fight, requesting governments to pay immediately.
We wish to state that the payment of interim premium to our members has already been negotiated for and agreed on. Yeah, that's right. The Greater Accra Regional Executives wish to state that if by 4th July 2017 the interim premium has not been paid, then the National Secretariat should call a nationwide strike.
The associations of the view prompt payment would reduce the growing tension among members. Meanwhile, the national leadership has assured to convene an emergency meeting with government on the matter.
Now, I'm going to take you back to Parliament because compensations to people whose houses were affected in the reconstruction of the Sunyani Road in Kumasi will be paid soon. Well, according to the Minister for Roads and Highways, the projects which are stalled due to cash flow challenges will also resume as a contractor is expected back on site. He was answering questions on the floor of Parliament.
The Komfanoche Hospital Ebuakwa Road project, titled Reconstruction of Sunyani Road in Kumasi, is a 6-lane dual carriageway which is intended to decongest traffic on the section. The stretch between Bekwai Roundabout and Apatrapa Junction has been completed, including the Sofo Line interchange. The contractual completion was 31st July 2010, which was revised to December 31, 2016. The MP for Achimanwobi South constituency, Emmanuel Ejeanhre, was worried the situation has affected economic activities in the area.
I think the government should factor it as a priority and come to make sure that that road is what is constructed. Because beyond that, when you get to Apatrapa, when the dual carriage gets truncated from Tanoso, Apatrapa Junction to Ebuakwa, you could spend as much as 2-3 hours on that route.
The Minister for Roads and Highways, answering questions on the floor of Parliament, gave the assurance that the project will be revisited.
Normally, in all contracts, payment of compensation to the affected persons should even precede the commencement of the project. But this was not done in 2010, and even as at the end of 31st December 2016, it has not been done. It's being pursued vigorously, and I believe that, Mr. Speaker, sooner than later, this problem will be resolved.
He also indicated engineering design studies will be conducted on the Sepasi Ahoju Sheo Bisiase in Tinsri Road and other roads within the constituency during the 4th quarter of this year. MP for Kumawu also asked the minister when construction work on the Oyoko Sechere and Bodomasi roads awarded on contract in 2015 will commence. The minister indicated warning letters had been written to the contractor to commence work, cautioning the contract will be terminated if the contractor fails to move to site. In a related development, engineering design studies on the Kumbungu Township roads will be conducted during the 4th quarter of this year.
Away from Parliament, let's take a look at the health sector as premature deaths currently stands as the leading cause of under-5 deaths globally, with Ghana recording the death of about 80 newborn babies daily. In September 2015, countries around the world committed to ending preventable newborn deaths by adopting the Sustainable Development Goals. Although Ghana has progressed to reduce under-5 child deaths, the country has not achieved the Millennium Development Goal 4 target, due in a large extent to the high number of deaths in babies below 1 month of age. Every year, around 140,000 babies are born premature in Ghana, with 8,400 of these preterm babies dying before reaching 30 days of their life. Globally, complications from preterm birth accounted for more than 1 million child deaths in 2015, the data reflecting the death of 1 new baby every hour, amounting to a total of approximately 29,000 newborn deaths each year. The major cause of deaths are complications from preterm birth, complications during childbirth including breathing difficulties and infections. The mortality rate for extreme premature babies in Ghana is 80%. Most public and private hospitals in the Greater Accra region lack ventilators and incubators for babies. Hence, babies with weak lungs stand a greater risk of dying. Health information indicates that the availability of incubators across the country would drastically reduce the rate of premature deaths. So in line with that, as you saw in the story, the 180,000 premature babies born and about 30,000 die because there's no incubators to take care of these children. That's according to UNICEF. So the Kokroko Charities Foundation, established by Kwame Sefa Kang, host of Peace FM's Kokroko, is currently embarking on a campaign to raise money to buy 100 incubators for hospital facilities across the country. And to help me discuss that, I'm joined in studio by Dennis Educhum, who's the Programs Director of Kokroko Foundation. Dennis, welcome.
Thank you, Natalie.
So first of all, this is pretty interesting. It's quite exciting.
Sure.
Highlight what the project is all about and what informed its setting up.
Well, good evening to your viewership. Kwame, who is the host for Kokroko, on Peace FM, wants to raise funds to buy 100 of the infant incubators for onward distribution across Ghana, the hospitals in Ghana. UNICEF put out a report in 2015 that we record 180,000 preterm births. And out of this number, 30,000 of them die.
That's
because,
in Ghana.
Yeah, in Ghana. Yeah. Because we don't have these equipment. And top of it is the incubators. And so Kwame started the campaign to buy 100 of the infant incubators to distribute across hospitals in Ghana. So basically that is what the whole campaign is about.
Now, 100 incubators is the target. In monetary terms, what does this reflect? How much are these incubators? So how much money are you looking to raise?
So an incubator costs 42,000 cedis, and so we hope to raise $1 million to cover the 100 infant incubators.
$1 million. And so people would be interested in how exactly they should contribute to this foundation.
Great. In the past, we've had donations from corporate organizations. We've had corporate sponsorship. We've been able to buy and install 5 of the infant incubators. The first one was at the Pristia Huni Valley.
And it has been installed?
It has been installed. And then the second one was at La Genoa Hospital. And then we did Police Hospital Cantonment. And then we just did Tamale Teaching Hospital. It's very emotional, to see mothers who have suffered with, childbirth and would have to lose their babies because we don't have these incubators. It's pretty sad.
It is pretty sad. And a lot of people aren't quite aware on what exactly the whole process is.
Exactly.
So how much can people contribute?
Well,
what's the least amount?
To contribute, we have just recently launched the raffle for a course, and some manufacturers and importers have given us items to give to the general public. And so if you donate something, you get something in return. So we have Fan Milk products, we have Unilever products, we have Nalem, GTP, some oil marketing companies giving us fuel coupons to give out to the general public. It's pretty simple. You call the number 050-791-0466.
Okay, and when they call the number, what happens?
When you call the number, you hear the voice of Kwame Sefa Kang, our chairman and founder. He will thank you for your donation, and you receive prompts. There will be a short code, a USSD code, *713*31#.
You should
*713*31#.
Okay.
And you can be able to send money via mobile, all the mobile networks to that short code. And automatically you participate in, the raffle. We're going to give away a final and ultimate prize, being a vehicle, Suzuki Alto, is being given to us by CFAO. So that would be the climax of the fundraising.
Okay. I mean, it's very exciting and encouraging to know that you're giving back to the givers. Which I think would push people to give you even more. And it's important that we note to those of you watching that as the news goes on and as this program goes on, you can actually call 050, like you mentioned, 791-0466, because 30 minutes to the news beginning on TV3 Ghana on Facebook, we actually put that number up. And as you keep calling, by 8 p.m. when the news ends, we would record the winners, and you can visit TV3 premises and get your prizes. So that's pretty exciting. Now, Dennis, I'm interested in knowing, are you just targeting public hospitals or private hospitals as well? Because it's not only public hospitals that lack these incubators.
Yes, so the research established that the equipment is put to better use if you have resource people that can handle, the machines. And so we are targeting the regional hospitals, okay, because they have the resource people to, handle the incubators. It's a very complex machine, and so if you don't have people with the expertise and the know-how, it will become a white elephant.
So you're targeting the hospitals that have the human resource to be able to work with them.
Precisely. And so what we do with the installation, we give some training to the staff on how to handle, the equipment and how to take care of the machine, because it's very expensive. We got very lucky because an incubator is costing 123,000 Ghana cedis, but Kwame Sefakan is very loved, and so we got a very good deal for $10,000 for one incubator. Yeah.
Well, we obviously, it's encouraging. We can't be giving to this project forever. When does this whole raffle end?
So in 3 months, we'll be done with every area of sponsorship and drive to, raise our funds to buy the 100 of the incubators. We hope by then we would have finished with the raffle draw. So in 3 months, we'll have the final draw, but there will be installation, ongoing till the end of the year. We hope to finish with the installation by the close of this year and move on to something else.
So as at now, how many incubators have been gotten?
We have 12, but my boss prefers that we install and say we have this number. Okay. So we have done 5. So at the moment, we have 5 fully installed incubators in our hospitals.
Great. We hope, we believe that these 100 incubators would be gotten, hopefully even more than 100 incubators.
We hope so.
Would be exceeded.
And so, Natalie, before I go, the numbers again.
Absolutely.
050-791-0466.
Yes.
You call the number.
Call that number.
And we're going to present the viewers of TV3 with fridges, deep freezers, sound systems, today, right now.
Today?
Today we're going to have a live draw. So.
Great.
Yeah.
So exciting. Dennis Educhum, grateful. Programs Director of Kokoroko Charities Foundation. Remember to call that number he just mentioned, 050-791-0466. And at 8 p.m., you would know who the winners are. You can come over to TV3 premises within the week to get your prizes. You're still watching News 360. We'll return to the very latest from the world of business shortly. Stay with us.
As News 360, thanks for staying with us. Good evening. My name is Nanikia Mensah Brampa. Let's do the latest business updates. And the Ghana Chamber of Petroleum Consumers says Ghana is said to be losing millions of cedis daily out of the activities of fuel smugglers. Executive Director of the Chamber, Duncan Amwa, says the country is losing almost 2.23 million cedis daily as a result of the illicit activity.
The country lost over $150 million to fuel smuggling in September and November 2016. The executive director, Duncan Amwa, believes the country will lose billions if the activities of black marketeers are not halted. Speaking to TV3 Business, Duncan Amwa said oil marketing companies, together with consumers, are the eventual losers.
If 15% of products that we are being served is smuggled product unaccounted for, it tells you that 15% of us are driving on products that cannot be certified or tested or cannot be vouched for. And that is a source of worry. Government is losing almost 2.23 million cedis every single day per the activities of these smuggling syndicate. And we think it is quite worrying.
Meanwhile, the National Petroleum Authority earlier hinted the authority has made strides in the fight against illegal fuel operators. He said they are also liaising with their counterparts from neighboring countries like Burkina Faso to help in the fight against fuel smuggling.
Now Now, the Ghana Community Network Service, GCNet, has expressed worry about media reports relating to a seeming tension between the company and West Blue Consulting at the port. According to GCNet, there is the need for further clarification of the distinct roles of the two companies.
Minister Ken Oforiatta recently called on GCNet and West Blue Consulting to improve collaboration in consignment valuation at the ports to help increase revenue for national development. Some freight forwarders at the ports have raised concerns about duplication of work by the two companies working to implement the single window project. According to GCNet, the two companies have been working together in some forms and therefore there are no tensions between the two companies.
Yes, sometimes it is worrying. From day one, we have integrated with them. Without integration between the two systems, clearance cannot go on.
West Blue Consulting is contracted by the Finance Ministry, while GCNet is under the Trade and Industry Ministry, which is one of the issues feeding into the alleged tension. Stakeholders are calling for some clarification from government about the roles of the two companies.
Clearly, there are other areas that need some refining, where government needs to clearly define who needs to do what.
Technical support partners of the Customs Division of the GRA, GCNet, provides a system that links all major players in the clearing process at the ports, which is aiming at targeting a 100% paperless operations at the Tema port by September.
Now, the Ministry for Special Initiatives says a 10-member emergency provisional team will manage the $1 million per constituency fund until the 3 development authorities are ready. The team, made up of 10 representatives from each of the 10 regions, will work for the success of the $1 million per constituency infrastructure for poverty eradication project. Eva Atiboka has more.
Per the implementation outline, the Savannah Accelerated Development Authority will soon be renamed Northern Development Authority to take care of the northern part of the country. The Middle Belt Authority will also be responsible for work in the Middle Belt, while the Coastal Development Authority's role will be in the coastal areas of the country. These authorities would be responsible for the disbursement of the $1 million to the 275 constituencies and implementation of projects. The minister hinted the bill for creation of the authorities is before Cabinet for approval. The fund will therefore be managed by the Ministry for Special Development Initiatives and the Ministry of Finance. The two ministries will work with the provisional 10-member teams from each region.
It's likely we may not be able to even establish the development authorities before the end of the year. And if we should wait, it means we cannot do the implementation. So this 10-member team is moving to the constituency to have the consultation with the stakeholders. They will interact with the chiefs, the NGOs, the civil society, teachers, the market women, the assemblymen. They will bring them all together under one roof, and then they will all discuss at length which are their priorities.
Regional administrations and metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies, MMDAs, also have advisory roles to play.
The 10-member team is going to work with SADA because SADA is already in place. And all the plan that SADA has, we don't know whether they actually consulted the people before they have all those plans. So when they go to SADA and SADA move with them to the constituencies, if the same thing that they have in, fine, then they will bring it and we'll start the implementation. So with the issue of the Northern Development Authority, we don't have much problem.
The already existing Savannah Accelerated Development Authority, SADA, will also work with the team. When the bill is passed, Upper East, West and Northern regions will form the Northern Development Authority. The Middle Belt will comprise of the Bono Ahafo, Ashanti and Eastern regions, while the Volta, Greater Accra, Central and Western regions will form the Coastal Belt.
And the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority has welcomed requests by middlemen, popularly referred to as Goro Boys, to be regulated as agents of the authority. Now, this follows moves by the authority to introduce new driver's license with improved security features, which will be difficult to duplicate. Of Guru boys have been blamed for the widespread fake vehicle and roadworthy document and driver's licenses. Unfortunately, the process at the authority remains cumbersome following concerns of the presence of Guru boys who act as middlemen for applicants who are willing to pay more to secure new licenses.
The hope is that these activities, what we are doing, these mainstream legal activities, should put a dent in the work they do and displace them. Is that going to happen overnight? I don't think so. But I think gradually we'll gain back the mandate that has been given to us.
The new system, at a cost of $15 million, the DVLA says, will reduce human-to-human interaction in the discharge of its various services. Chief Executive Officer of DVLA, Kwesi Ajimambuzia, said this step by the authority is set to bring shady activities in the licensing process to an end.
That conversation that they have opened up with us is a good sign that we probably will get somewhere this time. If we make it more difficult for them, if the citizenry can get their driver's licenses in a good enough time, not 1 year, not 6 months, but 2 weeks, I think we're making progress.
The cost of the new driver's license is yet to be communicated. And there's more news on 3news.com. You can visit there for the latest updates. My name is Nanikia Mensah Brampa. News 360 continues. Good evening.
Welcome back to News 360. The New Patriotic Party says the party leadership did not do enough to resolve issues that triggered disturbances in Saveligu, Nanton by the party youth. Deputy General Secretary Nana Obri Boahen, however, says leadership is working to resolve all outstanding issues to avert reoccurrence of such incidents.
It was chaotic as some supporters of the NPP in the Savlugu-Nanton municipality locked up the entrance to the municipal assembly. Their beef was with the confirmed municipal chief executive. They swore never to allow Haji Aisha Tusedu to start work. The youth insisted the municipal chief executive was not a registered voter in any of the two constituencies in the municipality. The party's Deputy General Secretary Nana Obri Boahen believes election of the chief executive will resolve such incidents.
We acknowledge that it's a blight on the part of the leadership of the party, but I can assure you that we have decided to move into action.
He dismissed speculation that the party leadership did not consult the party foot soldiers before nominating Haji Aisha Tusedu for the position.
The consultation doesn't mean that every individual must be consulted, but I think that stakeholders were consulted. However, it is unfortunate that we have this kind of situation.
Meanwhile, party leadership has inaugurated a National Planning Committee to oversee the activities leading up to the party's August National Delegates Conference in Cape Coast.
Reminder, you're still watching News 360 live from our news hub here in Accra. Time now for sports, and Thierry Nyan's got the very latest. Thierry, what's coming up?
Good evening, and it's time to bring you all the latest in the world of sports. My name is Thierry Nyan here on News 360. Now we start off with Ghana defender Babar Rahman, who has returned to field training 6 months after suffering a career-threatening injury while on duty with the Black Stars. The defender touched the green turf for the first time since January at Chelsea's Cobham training complex with the team's physical trainer, while most of his colleagues are on holidays. The 22-year-old defender will now have to work on his recovery and stamina, having been out since January. His return is timely since Chelsea boss Antonio Conte has asked that the player be included in the team that is set for pre-season in the United States in July. Now, Unistar Academy have recently produced players for the various age-limit national teams. The latest product is Black Stars' new defender, Lumo Agbenyanu, who featured in Ghana's game against Ethiopia. Having toured the facility in Accra, chairman of Unistar Academy, NX Kufuor, told TV3 Sports he is delighted with the performance of Lumo.
Emergence of top football academy in Ghana has become a talking point for most football enthusiasts. The likes of Raphael Jamina, Ebenezer Ofori, Lumo Agbenyanu are the new Black Star darling boys. We are here at Unistar Academy where Lumo Agbonenu is a graduate, to find out more how the player was nurtured.
We have very quality coaches, and occasionally we play tournaments. Lumo came here, we brought him from actually from Plains here. And he's a very good boy, very disciplined, very hardworking. So I'm not surprised that he's gotten to that level. Tepete, he actually is a poly student, you know, so education-wise, he's intelligent and, you know, also disciplined. They don't play with their game. In fact, here, the coaches are strict on them because football all boils down to discipline. If you're not disciplined, you cannot play football. So it's actually the discipline that has taken them to that level. You know, he has a great future. Yeah, I don't know. You saw him play at the Kumasi Sports Stadium. He made football, what you call football made simple. He never lost, you know, a ball. So I see a lot of quality in him. And fortunately for him, he had a big platform outside. He played in the UEFA Championship to FC Porto. So he has been exposed. So I'm sure playing this level, I think, is normal for him. You feel so great, especially when you're at the stadium. And the people around you who don't know you say, hey, this boy is a good player. And I'll be proud to say, hey, I train him. That's all what the enjoyment that we get when you see them play.
Well, this statement was released after a court hearing this morning where the judge, Justice George Atu Mills Graves, said he did not order the closure of the school as has been misconstrued by the university authorities, while the university is battling a court case brought against it by a former assemblyman of Donkoyim, Kofi Kwaire, over the continual stay of the school's council, while the case has been adjourned to July 10. Meanwhile, though the university has been reopened, the University Teachers Association Winneba branch say it will not teach until the determination of the case.
We'll bring you more on that development in our subsequent bulletins here on TV3. Next is some international news.
Former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan and 9 former African presidents have warned that the future of Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, is in grave danger because of failure to organize an election to replace President Joseph Kabila. In a statement, Kofi Annan, former presidents including South Africa's Thabo Mbeki and Olusegun Obasanjo of Nigeria said the failure to organize elections in late 2016 in conformity with the constitution of the DRC has created an acute political crisis, and they feel obliged to sound the alarm before it's too late. An agreement between Kabila's ruling coalition and opposition leaders calls for the presidential election to take place by the end of this year, but delays in registering voters and mobilizing financing make that increasingly unlikely.
We'll now go for some spot of entertainment news.
Entertainment news is brought to you by
Good news for fans of Stonebwoy, because the reggae dancehall artist is married. Now, he's a married man, actually. The BET recipient tied the knot with his dentist girlfriend, Dr. Louisa Anson, earlier today at the Unique Palace Event Center at La Inakra. The ceremony was graced by colleague, friends, family, as well as some musicians. The event, which was strictly by invitation, was nearly marred by mid-morning rains, which lasted almost 4 hours. The reception was preceded by the traditional marriage. Dr. Louisa Anson won multiple academic awards of excellence when she graduated from KNUST in 2016. She graduated as the overall best student. Stonebwoy was in May this year nominated for the 2017 BET Best African Act category. The wedding is yet another feather in his cap.
Stonebwoy must be a very happy man. But away from that, keeping a beard has become a fashion statement among men. We bring you a story of Beard Gang, a focus group of bearded young boys who aim at making a difference with their looks. Edna Ankara and Frema Ambakro have more. Keeping a beard is in vogue. From the average tertiary students to their favorite celebrities, it is the trend now. Celebrities like Sarkodie, Manifest and Samini now have their facial hair expression as part of their brand. Beard Gang Ghana, a creative collection of young men, say they're also growing their beard to impact lives.
It started from KNUST. We all joined and felt, oh, it was cool. Let's try and push this to the limit. So we had a lot of friends popping up from Legon, UPS, somewhere from social media. That's how come we just formed that big family.
But how have these young guys been impacting lives?
We started by doing a couple of donations in Accra and Kumasi to let people understand that we don't want you to be judgmental at the first hand. Most of us are working, so we are all in a good position. We are not doing anything bad, that kind of thing. So we decided to form the hashtag Beard with a Purpose to show you what our aim is, to help people to do good and to make people understand, most especially that we are using our beard to do something great.
Their campaign, which is captured with a hashtag Beard with a Purpose, is inspired by the need to change the negative perception around men with beards. The Beard Gang have mastered graffiti art, occasionally embarking on missions to entertain and beautify the streets. The group has also given back to society. It remains the hope of the group of bearded students to do more for society as they progress and gain financial independence. The gang has christened their next project, Orderly Disorderly, an art exhibition to project their creative abilities.
Well, you're still watching News 360 live from our news hub here in Accra. Natalie, you started...
It's an interesting move by...
Yes. I was pretty much excited. I think I need to start keeping a beard as well.
Please,
no, I will do that. I will do that.
I'll
do that. I just want to show it to the world. Well, you did an interview with the Kokoro Foundation.
Absolutely.
And we're supposed to announce winners.
Yes.
So Eddie's going to join us with the names of the winners for the Kokoro Foundation, and these are people who've actually called in to donate. Quickly, let's just get the numbers of those who called.
Absolutely, Parkwesi. Kokoro Charities Foundation. Now, the numbers of those of you who have actually won prizes is 0243524 That's 0243524 as well as 02489772215. 02489772215 and 054-853-9959. 054-853-9959. Now, it's your contributor. Yes, you have to come to TV3 premises for your prizes, which include deep freezer fridges, TV sets, tabletop fans, and much more to help.
All right, so if you had your number, just come here to TV3 and take your prize. That's all for News 360. Came to you live from our news hub here in Accra. My name is Parkwesi Asare.
And I'm Natalie Ford. Grateful for your time this evening. There's more news on our website, 3news.com. Next is Do Not Love Me So Much. Stay with TV3.